Hello everybody, it is 3:13 in the afternoon on a Saturday. It's cloudy. It looks like we're going to get some rain, which I'd really like to send to my home state of Texas. Today is my niece Amanda's birthday. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Wish I could be there with you. And today I thought I would show off my latest project. Yes, I knit. I know this camera isn't terrific, but you can still get a hint of the pattern and the colors. This first yarn is called a ribbon yarn. As you can see, it looks like little individual flags there. The next one is a hand spun wool yarn, which is in the shades of blue and brown. Then we've got a fuzzy red that's got gold glitter through it. Then we've got a very thin, almost stretchy type of yarn. And up here we've got a mixed fiber yarn, which is very thick, very soft. And up here we've got a very thin, very delicate looking, what they call an Afghan yarn that I got from my best friend Azari. Knitting and crocheting are very old domestic arts, and yes, we are artists. Machine knitting, machine crocheting is no more an art than mass printing is. These mass cheap prints you buy in Walmart are just as are cheesy, just like any mass-produced piece of crocheting that you'll find. There's no love in it. There's no artistic quality to it. It's all the same. There's no nifty little flaws that sometimes make it interesting. People who spin, weave, knit, crochet, sew, we are all very much artists. Our art is three-dimensional. It is usable for the most part. Oh, and people who embroider as well. I almost forgot you guys. I used to embroider, but it got a little hard on the eyeballs. Anyone who works with fabric or with fibers, we're artists. And as you can see, I'm working as we're talking here. I'm doing a knit 1 purl 2, which is a standard pattern. It's something that, you know, it's a standard use. You can use different numbers of whether you're going to use, you know, the knit stitch or the purl stitch, which basically are just, you know, knitting you put in one way, purl you come out the other way. But you always have to remember to make sure it comes out even. So if you're going to be knitting 2, purling 3, then you have to make sure it comes out an even, where you have 5, 5, 5, 5, so on. So if you're going to do that, you have to have like 25 stitches or 30 stitches or whatever, but it has to come out even. Same with any other combination of numbers. Crocheting is a little different. Crocheting to some is faster. I think they're both equal depending on what you're doing. I'd like to get together yarn and the bamboo knitting needles like these. These are called circular knitting needles. They connect the needles together by a piece of plastic. Back in the old days it was probably leather, I'm sure, when they first tried these out. I prefer the bamboo knitting needles because it moves smoother, the yarn moves smoother over it, and they start to warm up to your hand so it's not cold on your hands, which for any of us with arthritis is a pain in the butt, or in the hands really. And get little kits sent to each one of my nieces and send them, you know, give them links to videos so that they can learn to do the basics. I know that they will probably think, oh yeah, it's just old folk stuff, I'm sure, but it's still something I'd like to do. Whether they do anything with it or not, it's up to them after they get it, but I would hope they would at least try, you know, to at least keep this sort of art form in the family. They might find that it, you know, something they would enjoy. I'll have to think about how I can manage to squeeze the money out for that one. When you're on Social Security, you don't get a whole lot in this universe, but it's better than nothing, so I'm not complaining. Today is gray, cloudy, kind of one of those lazy days where you don't really want to do much of anything. Not that I can't do much of anything, I'm disabled, but you know, this is the kind of day where you kick back, you put something in your hands to work with while you're watching TV or while you're reading. while you're reading. Listen to me. Can you tell I'm not paying attention to myself while you're listening to music or whatever, and just keep yourself occupied. Um, this is all for me today. I will post again tomorrow. I might actually show how to start off submitting tomorrow to give people an idea. I've got dozens of other knitting needles. Oh, I do want to show something off. I got this from my friend Beth Howard. She has a site over on Etsy called Wacky Fab, I believe is the name of it. This little beauty is what is left of, from the way it seems to be at the bottom, I want to say this is probably carved bone, antique crochet hook. See the difference between a crochet hook and a knitting needle? It is literally a hook here at the end. I got this because of the fact that it is an antique. Of course, it's not usable. It's been broken off. It's too small to use anymore. But there's history in it. And people forget history. I love antiques. Every time I touch something antiquated, I can feel all of the other hands that have touched it before. Feel the energy in it, you know. And there's so much joy when you touch something like that little crochet hook, because that little hook was probably used, as fine as it is, as small as it is, it was probably used to make very delicate laces that would adorn tabletops and things like that. Using very thin, very fine yarns. And you can feel, you know, how it's been worn by the hand, you know, by the hands that used it. So to me, it's special. It will be put on display and shown off proudly. Okay, I've shown off my goodies. Trust me, if I get any more little things like that, I'll let you know. I will see all of you tomorrow. Have a great afternoon, and everybody come on, pray for some rain for Texas. I don't care if you're Christian, pagan, Muslim, Buddhist. I don't care if you believe in purple radishes with green spots on them. Just pray for some rain for Texas. They need it so badly. Love you all. See you all tomorrow.